fellow viewers and subscribers, and this is Supercholatemilkshake, and I'm here talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, and Sega, mostly, but Sonic the Hedgehog nonetheless. Basically, this year is the 30th anniversary for Sonic the Hedgehog, and also, just to let you know, most of this video is going to be pretty much improvised. Okay, unlike the Animaniacs, which, of course, I have to write a script down because, well, unfortunately, I have to make it sound like the way I have to make it sound like I like it without hating it. For Sonic the Hedgehog, well, it's kind of the exact same thing. I mean, liking it is really hard, but most of it is actually due to, well, a whole number and factor of things. So, basically, to start this whole thing off, I have to say that Sega is not giving Sonic the Hedgehog, the IP itself, not enough respect. I mean, seriously, when you take a look at it, Sonic Forces was meh. It was mediocre. And honestly, actually, I wouldn't even go so far to say it's mediocre either. It's pretty bad because of how meh it is. It's so meh, it's bad. And it's kind of disappointing. It was a big old letdown despite all the hype and such that they were coming around to. But because of Sega lying to us, promising us like a Shadow fight and a Chaos fight, nope, they did not. They didn't get anywhere close to that. And honestly, they didn't even... And also, most of the team that was working on the game wasn't even from Colors or Generations anyway. I mean, most of it was pretty much a new team, and some of it was from Lost World. Which, of course, by this point also kind of makes the Sonic team pretty much abolished, since this is kind of like a whole new generation of Sonic and Sonic Team. And the majority of Sonic Team has went to work for Nintendo, which I find absolutely ironic in every single way. But honestly, right now, because this is the 30th anniversary for Sonic, Sega's in a bit of a financial pickle, trying to have to sell their arcades, and also asking for 50 employees to... And also, back in November, they asked 50 employees if they could, well, actually, more than half their company, sorry, why did I say 50? Ugh. Pretty much about half their company to retire early. I mean, like, seriously. That just kind of goes to show the troubles that Sega was in. However, the laying off thing, though, actually wasn't new to me, because I think people have been leaving Sega left and right for better opportunities out there. In fact, when it comes down to it, even the original Sonic voice actor, I forgot what his name was again, but the guy who voiced Sonic back in the Adventure era, before the 4Kids era, basically, he even said that he preferred working union compared to working for Sega, because that obviously makes a statement that Sega clearly doesn't have their priorities straight. In fact, when it comes down to it, I mean, the last probably big budget Sonic game that we got was, according to most of the fans anyway, was Sonic Unleashed. I don't know how true this necessarily is, but that is the truth. And honestly, I think if Sega were to make Sonic more prevalent again, especially on his 30th anniversary, they really need to go all out. They need to dedicate the manpower, the money, and they need to dedicate the manpower, the resources, the money, you know, that sort of thing, the time to make the next Sonic game a really good and big Sonic game. Because, I mean, let's be fair, Sonic Forces wasn't really anything like that. And sure, Sonic Mania was an absolutely great game, but that was done by a different team altogether, a fan team, and they cared for the project. And yeah, unfortunately, Sega also screwed over that dev team too, because, well, they said, oh, you cannot do this, and you cannot do this. And also they had to fight to get Mighty and Ray inside the game as well. So, let's face it, Sega isn't really being respectful to their own franchise right now. And I mean, honestly, this kind of leads on to another point that I would like to make, that Sega needs to let go of the Sonic IP. I mean, quite literally just sell it off to somebody else, but I don't think they want to do that either. Why? Because, oh, Sonic is our star IP. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here today. So, technically, they're being really stupid right now about this, okay? I mean, incredibly stupid. I mean, you have one hand where they think that Sonic is absolutely great, this is their star IP, and they want to treat him as such, but you also have the other hand where it's like, we're scared because we don't trust our Sonic team, we don't trust anybody with this IP, we want to just keep it to ourselves, but also continuously put all these stupid restrictions on the team, on the teams that are developing them, because we don't trust them, because we don't want, like, another Sonic 06, you know? And that's the thing, they shouldn't stop letting Sonic 06 be such a handicap, because actually, when it comes down to it, Project 06, which by the way is the gameplay footage that you see here. Yes, I kind of suck at it. I'm still trying to get myself adjusted to the controls. Project 06 was a really surprisingly fun game, actually. When it comes down to it, the one thing that Project 06 has told me is that you could take something bad and still find something salvageable from it. And that's what Project 06 is doing. Actually, when it comes down to it, there's something salvageable from Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. When it comes down to it, the truth be told is Sega really needs to get their heads out of the gutter and stop letting Sonic 06 be such a handicap for them. They need to stop letting the Adventure-era Sonic be such a handicap for them. Yes, Adventure-era Sonic wasn't great either. But you know what? He's certainly a lot better than modern-day Sonic, where the only replayable game, or the only truly replayable game, is Sonic Generations. Yeah, I know, there's only one true replayable game for the modern day of age. And I mean, honestly, I've never really found myself going back to play Sonic Lost World all that much, because the story, bleh, it's boring, it's bland, I don't really like it that much. And then, of course, the gameplay, honestly, doesn't really feel like Sonic. It probably would have worked out better if it was a different character, kind of like a Yoshi game or something like that. But honestly, yeah, it wasn't really all that good either. Or how about, Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Oh my gosh, that game was so bad. But then, of course, that was also because Sega had put so many handicaps on Big Red Button that honestly, by that point, most of the employees were walking out just before the game was ready to be released and needed to be launched. Yeah, Sega has screwed over their company so many freaking times. It's unbelievable. In fact, when it comes down to it, I'm actually kind of surprised that the talk about Cyberpunk 2077 has stirred up all the talks about how game developers should be treated and how certain people who are working on games should deserve more time and all that stuff. When technically, this talk should have been happening for years now. I'm surprised they haven't formed a labor union around this. I mean, I am really shocked about this, okay? I'm really seriously shocked. And my heart goes out to some of the developers, especially the ones who did Cyberpunk 2077 as well, because you know what? At least they tried. They did a really good job of trying. I mean, even if it was an unfinished product, they tried to do their best. They tried to make sure that the game was finished, or at least had something decent to it. And even if that meant a buggy result, well, you know, they had to push out the game anyway because, liabilities, even though honestly, now that game is pretty much their biggest liability. But I digress from the point. Even though honestly, that also kind of happened to Sega too, where Sonic Boom became Sega's really biggest liability. So, what should Sega do with Sonic? Personally, right now, I'm taking a side that says that Sega should give a more dedicated team to Sonic and give a bigger budget. I mean, seriously. And also, no deadlines either. I mean, no deadlines until the team feels like they're ready to set a deadline onto the game. Like, by far. Because then, of course, you would probably end up with a much more solid experience. But I don't think Sega's going to do that. And if Sega's not going to do that, and if Sega hasn't done that yet, then here's the next best thing. Sell Sonic. Again. Actually, when it comes down to it, remember when I said something about most of the Sonic team going to work to Nintendo? Guess what? That's where I think they should sell Sonic to. Yes, I know, that would mean Nintendo would be out for every single Sonic fan game out there. But tell you the truth, Nintendo would respect the fact that Sonic is Sonic and Mario's Mario. And Sonic doesn't need to be Mario. Sonic needs to be Sonic. He needs to be fast and edgy, unlike Mario, who is slow and happy-go-lucky. Sonic is into rock. Mario's into orchestra. You know, that sort of thing. They don't need to... I mean, that's also the biggest problem I also have with Sega now these days, too, is that they're trying to make Sonic more like Mario. And no, Sonic is not Mario. Sonic is Sonic. There's a reason why Sonic has such a wide cast of characters. I mean, some of them really hated, and some of them unnecessarily hated, and some of them really not, and some of them are really liked. And some of them are so liked that, honestly, I don't get why some people like them. But that is the thing. That is the thing right there. I mean, it's uncanny. I mean, seriously. Sega really needs to start treating Sonic the Hedgehog with a little more respect, or else they're going to end up losing the franchise anyway. Because, I mean, seriously, it's the star IP. It is the one thing that a lot of people keep coming back to when they think about Sega. It is the one character that a lot of people think of immediately when they think of Sega, which is the reason why Sega puts him at the face of everything. I mean, seriously, stop and think about it. Sega All-Stars Racing probably wouldn't have sold if Sonic wasn't in the title. Sega All-Stars Tennis probably wouldn't have sold if Sonic wasn't on the front cover. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, that game wouldn't have sold if Sonic wasn't in the title as well. I mean, you see where I'm coming at with this? I mean, Sega really needs to lighten up and give Sonic Team more benefit of the doubt. Or, either that, they should just let Sonic go. I mean, quite literally, just let him go. Go give him to another company. Even if there's a big old fat paycheck involved or not. Because, honestly, no matter which way you look at it, they're going to end up going down a road where they may become financially unstable, and they may end up having to shut their doors. Which, by that point, that IP would pretty much be up for anyone to grab. Like, anybody who has a deep enough pocketbook. And trust me, it may end up in a company that really wouldn't care any more for Sonic than Sega would. And we may end up getting more crappier games, and worse titles, and probably even far worse movies, because they want to put a restriction on the movies as well. Which, of course, I mean, I'm happy that Sega didn't put a restriction on the movie. I mean, that movie was... Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, was actually pretty enjoyable. Yeah, it had a few flaws, and honestly, I don't think Sonic's character was necessarily in tune with the actual character from Sonic the Hedgehog from the game series, but at the same time, I think that, that's not a detriment to the movie, though. Honestly, it's trying to establish its own universe, and I'm fine with that. I am perfectly fine with the movie establishing its own universe, so having a different type of Sonic for its own different universe is fine by me. But honestly, with what Sega's been doing and how they've been treating Sonic, and also I know he's going to get a TV show, but that also kind of makes me worry inside the game department, because again, that's not necessarily going to help you. I mean, seriously, it's not going to help you sell more games. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think Sonic Boom, the TV series, help sell any more games that are Sonic Boom related. I mean, Rise of Lyric didn't necessarily see a spike of sales because the TV show was so good. Let's see, how about even Fire and Ice. Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, even though honestly I heard that was actually a fairly okay-ish game. Fire and Ice didn't see a spike in sales because it was more attached to the TV show. Same thing goes for Shattered Crystal, even though honestly that one wasn't attached to the TV show at all either. I mean, I'm not going to lie. They are having some very serious issues, and that they stop handicapping Sonic at every single point and start giving the teams a little more of a benefit of the doubt. Because seriously, Shadow's character was not messed up by the writer of the IDW comics, okay? Shadow's character was, or at least the lead writer for the Sonic the Comic series. Basically, it was ruined by Sega themselves because they put handicaps on Shadow's character. Like, Shadow isn't supposed to have friends. Team Dark is not Shadow's friends. Yeah, right, my left foot. Then how about while they were in Sonic 06? I mean, a lot of Sonic fans have been able to point out that discrepancy. I mean, seriously, that is like the worst discrepancy I've ever heard. Like I said, if Sega were to start lightening up and livening up and giving Sonic Team a little more of the benefit of the doubt, there probably would be more hope for Sonic in the future, and actually more hope for the Sega company as well. But because of what Sega's been doing, and I mean, trust me, they are kind of the epitome of bad business decisions anyway. I mean, you don't have to go very far to see how many bad business decisions that Sega of Japan has made. I mean, let's just face it, Sega has screwed themselves over so many times. I mean, take a look at the Dreamcast. I mean, not the Dreamcast specifically. Take a look at what happened with the Dreamcast. It only failed because the console before it failed, the Sega Saturn. Because the Sega Saturn wasn't necessarily up to snuff, and a lot of people weren't able to program for it. It was a very hard console to program, and if they were to hold it back for a short while longer, instead of being scared that Sony was going to take over the market while they were gone, they probably would have been able to beat out Sony, too. But no, they didn't. Like I said, there's a lot of problems with Sega, and like I said, you don't have to go back to very far to see it, and they're the epitome of bad business decisions. Tell you the truth, then, like I said, I've said this over and over and over again, but what do you think? Do you think Sega should give more money and more manpower to Sonic Team, or do you think Sega should just let Sonic go? Because at this point, those are the only two options that I could see Sonic having at this point, and Sega having with Sonic at this point, is letting Sonic go or just dedicating more manpower to Sonic Team. like I said, let me know down in the comments down below. If you think there may be a third option, then fine. Let me know down in the comments down below, too. I enjoy reading them. I really do. And also, if you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. This is Superchocolatemilkshake, signing off.